What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back. We are back at this thing called trading. We are back at this thing called getting a recap done. Happy Halloween to everybody out there if you celebrate Halloween. Coming to you dressed up as a ramper, as an airport ramper. And actually, I'm going to be dressed just like this in a couple hours doing my real job as a ramp agent. So, hope everybody out there had a good time in the market today. Today was a decent day. I say that quite a bit. It was a decent 1R day. And we took a lot of trades to get to 1R this morning. I actually took one more trade as I was sitting down to get this video done. And that almost got us to 1R. But let's go ahead. We're going to do something a little different today. Let's take a peek at the thumbnail watch list real quick, just to kind of see what we were looking at. This is basically what we started off looking at this morning. The hotels were doing good, which is WIN and LVS. I think we traded both of those. Actually, nope, didn't take a trade on LVS, but we traded WIN. CRK, Comstock, that looked pretty good this morning. Roku, took a trade on that. Royal Caribbean, took a trade on that. Nope, yep, we did take a trade on that. GME, let's take a peek at this thing. If you look at the chart, man, crazy. GME opened up straight into halts this morning. Halt number 1, halt number 2, and then boom, flush right back down into halts. Didn't take anything on that, but I did watch that this morning at the open. HBI, took a decent trade on that. PBR, didn't take a trade on PBR. NWL, took a trade on that. TSP, we took a trade on that. And CAT, didn't take a trade on that. So as you can see, we took quite a few trades today. And if you look over at the P&L on the day, a lot of them basically flat trades. I was getting the stop to break even. And we were risking $50 on each of these trades, even though you're seeing losses of like $26 and you're seeing gains of like $30. Most of the early morning trades were full risk trades. I initially got up around $30, so maybe a half R, and then I went to risking a half R, basically saying I'm going to risk pretty much everything I made this morning, and I'm either finish up flat or I'm going to make a few dollars. Well, we kind of nickel and dimed our way up to almost a 1R kind of day. So I did record the trades, but not going to look at them today because there's not much to see in those trades. I might take a peek at the very last trade because when I did sit down at the computer, I kind of started that one after I was in the trade. But let's go ahead. We're going to do something different today. We are going to take a peek, and actually I did that a little early, but we still good. Let's do that. We're going to take a peek and review these trades inside of thinkorswim like we usually do. But we also have TRADERVUE pulled up as well, and the watch list. So reviewing trades for Monday, October 31st, we took 11 trades. Closed P&L 49.86. Basically 1R on the day. This is what we traded. A hodgepodge of everything. Maxed unrealized gain on that first one, just about a half or just about 1R. Ended up getting out, I would call that flat. Up 38 on WIN. Came back, got out for 5. HBI, we got out for what we made. We were down about a half R on that one. NWL up about a half R. From here on, each trade was risking a half R. So risking $25 per trade. I wonder why Roku still has not figured this number out. But P&L, maxed unrealized losses. I'm sorry, max unrealized gains, max unrealized losses. And this was the P&L for each trade here. So small little tiny gains, and it added up to just about 1 R. But if you take a look over here at maxed unrealized gains, we would have been up about 2 R. Or let's see, yeah, maybe about 2 R between these, up 30, up about 70. That's 100 right there. So in this market, we got to almost take what the market is giving us. But when you look at some of these trades, you'll see that I did get out a little early on some of those. So we're going to jump straight into it. I can actually hit not journal, trades. That's going to give me all the information I need to see to be able to work these trades over here. One thing that I did turn on thinkorswim is show trades, and I'm not sure why it's not showing it for all of them. But let's go ahead. Let's get to rocking and rolling. So first trade, TSP, and there you can see it is showing it. And this is going to make it very easy because all I need to do is look right there at the amount, 381. So that's where we got in on this candle. Boom, I could drop that arrow. And as you can see, we were getting in right as it was breaking this area right here. Stop is going to be up on the top side. And we got out of this trade at 376. So got out basically as it was pulling back. One thing that Jared over at Live Traders says, and you'll always hear me say, that is the mentor that does not know he's my mentor. After the trade makes a decent move, it's going to need to pull back and then continue going lower. So this thing had made the nice move down. We were up a decent little bit. It pulled back, and it's going to usually pull back right to where you're getting in at. This one didn't quite pull back all the way. So if I put the stop at break even, if I had to stop at break even on this one, wouldn't have stopped out, and it would have continued lower. And we would have made target on that trade. So that was the first trade on TSP. We didn't take the next trade on TSP until 9:55. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put those arrows in the system. So the next one we get in at 360. So this one already got the arrow dropped. This one got in late on. Very late, and it was not really a good entry. If anything, could have been getting in as it broke this candle right here, putting the stop up on that side. So this was a late entry, getting in at $3.60. We got out on this candle at 358. So let's look and see where that is on the candle. Again, it made a good move down. It needs to rest. It can get rest in two ways. It could pull back or it can consolidate. This one pulled back. Again, not quite to where we got our stop at, or where we got in the trade at, I should say. And then it continued lower. So this was another one that just putting a stop at break even, it wouldn't have stopped us out and we would have made money on this trade. So those were our two TSP trades. Let's take a look at CRK. And that's what I was saying. See, some of them have the darn show trades in. some of them don't. But this was our red trade. Was this the only red trade of the day? I think it was. Yeah, this was our only red trade of the day. We got in this one at 9:43. So let's do it like we've been doing it. 9:43, and we paid 19.13. So 19.13, getting in as it's breaking this area. Let's come up and look at the 5-minute real quick. Top chart. Got in this one off of a 3-bar play on the 5, but it's not really a good candle with this top and tail. But 3-bar play nonetheless. Looking at the 5 or at the 2-minute, getting in as it's breaking the high at, we probably should have foregone the 3-bar play and waited on a break and retest on the 2-minute chart. That's how I'm reading this. Shouldn't have took the 5-minute 3-bar play. I should have took the 2-minute break and retest. So let it break this area where this line is at, retest it, and then go higher. Because what you see that it did was it broke the area and then it just failed. So we got out of this one 9.50 and we got out for $19. So initial entry right here, stop was down here. Traditional 3-bar play, putting the stop down there. Once I got in this trade and I see that it didn't hold this level, I moved my stop to right there. Move my stop to right there. Thought being, if this fails to hold this line, this move is not going to do what I thought it was going to do. So I stop out. Not mad at it. Now this thing could have possibly came back, held, and took off. I'm not mad at that exit because, for one, looking at the 5, got this top and tail. Looking at the 2, should have waited for a break and retest. So decent management on that one. And we were done trading CRX or CRK at that time. Looked at it a few more times, but never really threw off any patterns that was worthy on taking the trade. So X trade win. And let's sort this by that. So here's win. I see. Thinkorswim is all over the place. Win. First trade. We got in 63.67. We'll drop that arrow. So getting in. Right here is this breaking this area. Let's look at it on the 5. Come right up, look at the 5-minute chart. Decent entry off of this bottom and tail. Pushes up. Fails to break and hold the area. Comes back down. We stop out 63.74. Stop back out as it's coming back down. Basically getting out flat. Basically getting out flat on the trade. One column that I do think I want to add. Let me add that real quick. Custom columns. Let's add P&L. Save. So there we got the P&L on there now. So made $5.25 on that trade. So basically getting out flat. This is just reading the chart, which I've been trying to do a little better lately. And I've been happy with how I've been reading them. Been fairly reading them decent, because this would have stopped us out. Got in off the 5-minute chart. This came back. This would have stopped us out with the stop right there. And it would have continued on pushing up a little bit higher, possibly getting 1R out of the trade. But again, I'm taking what the chart is showing me. And that's how we traded that one. So that was win. We'll look at this second win right here. This one here, we got in 64. We'll call it 64.18. Right there. Again, this is a tough one. This is one that you will always hear me say is tough. Let me drop a line on the 5-minute chart. Trying to get it pushed up over this area here on the 5. Looking at the 2, it's almost like a little consolidation right here. Me and Evan were looking at this trade and was like, okay, decent consolidation. Got a little shakeout candle right there. So entry as it's breaking. No one gonna catch resistance, a little resistance there. And I got out of this one in the same exact candle. Got out about 20 seconds later. And let's see, let me drag that down so we can see it. Got out 64.21. So really don't need to drop an arrow here because it's gonna be on the same candle. Basically getting out flat again, $1.31. Basically flat on it. It did finally push up just a little bit higher and then just kind of chopped around. Possibly with some junk out to the left right here. Can't really see it. Turn extended on real quick just to see. Nah, wasn't really no junk on the 5 out there this morning. So it just basically just stalled out, pulled back, and then it did go a little higher again, stopping out again. Had we took this trade with our stop right down here on the bottom side, still would have stopped us out. So like I said, when it broke and it didn't hold or didn't look like it was going to hold this area, I was out of the trade. And again, I maybe could have stayed in a little bit longer, at least got one candle, but I wanted to see this push up a little bit higher. And that was the reason why I just went on and got out of that one. So those were our 2 win trades. Let's take a peek at HBI. HBI, we got in at 682. So HBI came down, started pushing back up again. If we looked at this on a 1-minute chart, would have been seeing some higher, should have been seeing some higher lows and some higher highs after this move down. So came down, bottomed out, got a higher low right here, a higher high. We getting another higher low, and we're getting in because it's changing directions now. It's been in a downtrend off the open, but now it's giving higher highs, higher lows, and it's breaking over VWAP. So got in right there. We stop out on this 685. Stop out right there. This would be one that I would like to watch the video on. That I wouldn't mind watching the video to see how I managed this to get stopped out right there. This here probably would have hit target. Just looking at it, this is a good chance that this one would have hit target. We were up. Man, I keep on saying I need to. Let's add another column. Max unrealized gains. So we made what we made on this one. Max unrealized gains was $30. So that was HBI. Decent trade. Like I said, I would like to see how I manage this one out. So I will probably go back and watch the video on that one because we did leave a little bit of room on the table. Next one. Let's see. We will look at NWL. NWL was a short. Got in this one at $13.99 as it is breaking the hold dollar. So this was a nice downtrend. Pull back to the moving average. Got in right here. We got out the next candle, $13.96. Max unrealized gain on this one was 25. We made 15. And again, left a little bit of money. This came down a little bit, started curling and going back up. So keeping the stop tight this morning once getting into trades is what this was showing. Basically, once a trade got green, keeping that stop tight. The market was a little all over the place today. So it wasn't really showing any clear direction. And that kind of was one of the reasons why I was keeping these things so tight. But after, I want to say NWL, the rest of these trades were half our risk. So risking $25. Because at that point I was up about $35. So next trade, getting in on this candle here, 53.71. What's the high of that candle? High is 53.68. So getting in 3 cents over this candle. Gave up 3 cents. So basically on 100 shares, gave up $3. This one here, let's see where we get out at, 53.74. So we out of the same candle. Again, don't really need to drop an arrow here because we getting out on the same candle as it's pulling back. It's another one of those ones. Got in, it made the move. When it didn't break this candle out to the left, I was just moving my stop to break even to get out. Would have stopped out, possibly even in this candle right here. Would have stopped out. We see that this did just kind of chug along, but I don't want to be in the trade to see if that's going to happen. Definitely would have stopped out in this candle right here. So again, not mad at the exit on that trade. Made a few bucks, basically covering fees, because TRADERVUE, or not TRADERVUE, but TD Ameritrade does not charge commissions, but they charge fees. All brokers charge fees. So not mad at it. Let's look at D. So D, we got in 70.60. Again, as it's breaking this area, high that candle is 70.57. So 3 cents over this candle right here. This is another one that I would want to see this break, come back, retest, and then go. So getting in as soon as it makes the move. Let's get the stop to break even. It's either going to go or it's going to do what it did. I don't want to sit here and wait on it. Got out next 2 candles. Got out at 70.61. As it's basically coming back down, stopping out, break even. You look at this one. It's another one that just chugged along. Didn't really do nothing. Coming out looking here. No real areas that I would have really wanted to get a trade on. Like I said, this one I would have wanted to see it break, retest. You get the retest over here, but it's not really doing nothing that would have warranted me really wanting to take a solid trade on that one. Let's look at Roku. So Roku, we get in at 54.88. Again, getting in a few cents higher than the actual move, but also buying right into resistance. 54.84. So got in about 4 cents late off of that one. Gonna catch resistance right here. If I threw a line there, you'd see it. When it didn't break that line, I'm moving my stop to get out. End up getting out of this one, 54.92. As it's coming back down, stop on this one would have been here. We would have stopped out right there, and then it would have continued higher. So this is another one. Not mad at the management. Not mad at the management. Getting in, looking for a push. And at this point, with these trades that were half size, myself and Evan, We chat over in the Discord now. We used to chat via text. We chat via Discord. And if you're interested in chatting with us during Discord, it's a voice chat. I'm going to put the link in the description. It works excellent. We kind of bounce ideas off of each other. He'll kind of critique what I'm seeing. I'll critique what he's seeing. We both on the page, and we both taking the trade usually. Some trades that he'll take that he likes, I may not take. And there's some trades that I like that he may not take. But it's all about that, almost like an accountability partner, I guess you could say. But let's look at this last trade, CVS. This one I took late in the afternoon. Bring the 5-minute over. So got in this one, 94.84. This one, I kind of watched this trade playing out. I got out of it. I stopped the video. And then I'm like, God dog it. So getting in right here as it's breaking this red candle, as it is confirming that it is going to go higher off of previous high of day. So getting in right there, stops down there. What's that candle? 10 cents. All I'm looking for out of this trade is 1R. I was only risking $15 on this trade. So 10-cent stop, 150 shares, that's $15. My target was actually $25 up here. This is where I had my target set at. Let's see what is that? So entry 94.82, playing it up to $95. So it's about 15. It's about 15. 1R. But I ended up getting out 94.87 as it was pulling back down to right here. I wanted to manage this 2-minute bar by bar, but look at that's 94.81. So if I would have put it there, I would have lost a couple of bucks. I should have just went on and did it. Then I could have came here, put it there, came there, put it there, and I would have hit my target. My target was VWAP. My target was like 94.97 because I didn't want to try to push it to 95. Let's look at the high of that candle. 95.02. Just broke VWAP and then it came right back down. So this was a good trade based on my expectations. Expectations, this is going to break, retest previous high of day, and I can get room up to VWAP, and then it's going to probably fail. It did exactly how I kind of envisioned it. So that was a good trade. Like I say, that almost got us. And see, I'm like, that's not, I thought that was more than that. Let's come up and look right here. I don't know how clear y'all can see that on here, but max unrealized gains was $12 right there. This was $25. I'm almost positive when this was on the ladder, that was $25. If y'all want to hang out just for a little while longer, let's pull that one up. I don't want that. I want OBS. There we go. Y'all get to see the inner workings. Which video would it have been? This one right here. Yep, perfecto. See, this is me in the trade. Stop 95.01 is where I have it at, and it's $25. That's what I thought. I don't know why my math ain't working right today. So I was risking, how many shares we in on this? So this must have been, okay, look where the stop is at. I gave it extra room. And this is why it's good to look at the video, because what I'm thinking, it's not actually what it was. So we are risking $25 because we gave this more than just that 10 cents. We gave it a little more than 10 cents. Stop 25 or 22. 1R was going to be just about where we said it was going to be at. Let's kind of watch this one play out. Get a little bonus feature going. Look at that. It's pushing nice, but we got these candles over here to the left that's going to kind of fight it. So there I go, moving the stop up, just kind of chasing it. That's locking in, so I won't lose on the trade now. Won't lose on it, but I could have just 2-minute bar by barred it and risked $3. Could have put it at the bottom of that candle and just risked that. So I was hoping that this candle would hold and continue pushing higher, and it didn't do it. Comes back down, stops me out. Acts like it's going to come all the way back down. So I'm thinking, okay, good exit. I'm thinking good exit. And we'll go back to what we're looking at. And note, you see that it didn't. Just came back down and then kept going right to where we would have been able to make our 1R off of it. But again, definitely not upset with how we traded that today. Hope y'all enjoyed the recap. If so, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments section. Anybody out there that is new to trading or thinking about trading, let's talk about it. I've been doing it going on about 2 years. I think I'm at a decent pace. One thing with trading, you always want to start small. I don't care if you got $1 million in your trading account. Why would you want to start high just because you got a big account? Let your experience dictate your risk and just slowly build that account up. That's what I'm doing. So you see I made $50 today. I'm good with that because that's all a part of my plan. I will be looking to increase my risk in the near future. I thought about increasing it because it's always good to start at the beginning of a month and increase it. Thought about increasing it tomorrow. We're going into a new month, but I might hold off and let's see how we manage these trades in November. Let's see how we manage them in November, and then we can go ahead and increase it. I did do a little refresher on professional trading strategies, the course. I do have the gold course. So did some refreshers on there. And one of the things that Jared talked about in trade management was to not really lower your trade standards or lower your risk. He would rather you increase your risk level than to mess with anything else in the trading plan, especially if you're taking good trades. And I think the majority of my trades are good. I just don't let them work. So we're going to work on that. Again, in this market, it's kind of hard for me to let it work. Various different trade strategies and listening to professional trading strategies. Jared he got a whole lot more experience than me, so he can he trades better than me, but he's the same way. He says he's fidgety. He can't sit and watch a trade go 3R. He can't sit and watch a trade go 5R. So for him, 1.8 to 2R is his sweet spot. Sometimes 1.5. And he doesn't like to see a trade come all the way back against him. So for him, if a trade is up 1.5R, he's moving his stop to break even. So in a lot of ways, my trade psychology is the same way. And a lot of times you see I'm moving my stop to break even at like 0.25. So on a $50 risk, I'm moving the stop to break even once it's up $25. So I need to get a little better at that. But what we saw today is on a lot of trades, had I just took the stop to break even, Not try to make a little bit of money, not try to keep a trade from being red. But had I just took it to break even, those trades would have possibly went 2R and definitely would have at least went 1R on the pullback, because we just not getting the moves that we were getting last year. These stocks are moving, and then they're needing to get a little bit of rest before they can move higher. Some trades, if I would have showed you the video and when I was going through previous high of day, it was some trades that just straight up to the moon. Straight up. And that's why I like the previous high of day scanner, because you see some stocks that just straight go moon. They give you no areas of entry and they just running. And for those, if that meets your trading style, you could jump in on a high of day break and it might go another 25, 50 cents, dollar. If you're doing small caps, it may go 5 cents and you got 1,000 shares. So just all depends on the trade strategy. But there's always ideas out there. What I have getting a little better at doing is being a little bit more patient, basically letting the trade come to me, and being a little bit more disciplined, trying not to chase trades, trying to get in at a good spot to where I can at least make a little bit of money, at least try to get 1R off of it, and know what the expectation is. CVS trade, I knew what the expectation was. I just didn't let it work all the way up. On that note, gonna wrap this one up. I don't need to change. I'm already ready to go throw them bags this evening. Hope y'all have a good day, and I am out of here. Peace.